Hello, and welcome to Herp A Derpers, a podcast about breaking the stigma on herpes and empowering the community. I'm your host, Erin DeVos. As always, you can review my episodes on YouTube, Anchor, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find the link to the channel on the podcast's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter page at Herp A Derpers Podcast. Thanks! Hey Herp A Derpers! Let's talk about sexual health and the means to be sexually healthy. Being sexually healthy can mean a variety of things. It's the means of wanting to love your body, have positive relationships, pleasurable sex life, and harmony in your life. I recently stumbled upon a website that gives 5 great and strong action items of advice in having the talk starters, conversation starters, if you will. First, there's the value of who you are and decide what is ultimately right for you. And as we all know, it all starts in when believing in each other and also in ourselves to make us really feel valuable. And we all have the right to be treated with respect and to express who we really are and all the time, and also have no shame around it at all, because when we feel good about ourselves, we usually make better decisions as well. And there could be big benefits to that, right? You could be feeling happier and having a better relationship, and as well as ultimately great sexual health. And the second action item is a great start, I should say, get smart about your body and protect it. As I keep saying time and time again, your body is a temple, and that, sex is natural and is a positive part of our lives that really brings us that sense of pleasure, intimacy, and also joy, and not to mention a really good stress reliever as well. But it can also bring these unwanted things, and as we know, it can bring sexually transmitted diseases, STIs, at times unplanned pregnancies, and a lot of worry that can come with having sex and having a good sexual health. Yet there is no need to panic at all, and that you could take simple steps in protecting yourself and your partner, and that will help you both enjoy a healthier and more satisfying sex life. And you can always refer to that information either in previous episodes that I have, or also you can check out Planned Parenthood and other really great resources as well in more terms of how to protect yourself. The third action item is, to treat your partners well and expect them to treat you well. All applies to the golden rule, right? And it all starts also with our expectations coming into a relationship, especially with a sexual partner. And we want to be able to treat them well and with kindness. And often it can question ourselves, like, well, how do we treat our sexually active partners? Like, do we have low standards? Do we have high standards from them? And do you believe that every single one of us deserve to be treated with respect and kindness? And we ultimately all have the right to be safe, healthy, and satisfying with our partners. And no matter what kind of short-term hookup or ongoing relationship you have, this holds true with every experience you have with a partner in the past, present, and future. So keep that in mind. Just always be respectful, and don't feel that ultimate shame or even bring that shame onto a partner. Like, we all want to be respected and treated well. So definitely remember that one. I definitely think that is a really great pointer. And the fourth action item is build positive relationships. It kind of builds into that treating your partners well and respecting. everyone. For the most, people in good relationships are essential to being happy and healthy in lives. And yet, most of us, or I guess many of us, if you will, always want that romantic relationship. We think that it is, the higher power, unlocking that next achievement, getting to the next level. But also, to get there, you have to continuously build relationships that are healthy and positive, that are key to having good sexual health and overall well-being. And when it comes to this important life skill, many of us don't feel prepared, and myself included, as I have grown so much throughout my past, relationship. And the good news of it all, it is never too late to learn. The fifth and final action item is make sexual health a part of your health care routine. As I have expressed time and time again, and as many members of HANDS, Herpes Activist Networking to Dismantle Stigma, have expressed that sexual health services can prevent serious health problems, like lifelong illness, and sometimes, even death, making, living longer, ultimately. And yet over half of us, both men and women included, are not getting these highly recommended services, when it comes to testing, vaccines, screenings, contraceptives, counseling, all the above that comes into this category. And if you don't have a regular routine, check out a friendly health clinic like Planned Parenthood to get started on your sexually healthy routine. All of these 5 amazing tips and action items can be a guide into your new, old, existing partners or relationships. It's never dull to be into sexual health. In fact, I find it really attractive, and I'm sure your sexually companion will too. As always, feel free to share or comment on this podcast episode through YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email at herpaderpodcast@gmail.com. Anchor listeners can now leave voicemail messages after listening to the podcast episode to get those deep reflections. It's super fun to do and share your thoughts.